And we are here with a D3 Hoops Classic conversation. Ira Thor with Husson head coach Warren Caruso. After your team has completed play here, your first D3 Hoops Classic since 2013. Tell us a little bit about why you wanted to bring your team back here after a 5-year absence, and why this is kind of important in the evolution of your program.
Yeah, we believe in traveling every year, so we take a trip somewhere during Christmas. We really enjoyed the last time we came. With enjoyment this time. Just didn't play particularly well the first night, but got our legs back here in the second game and thought we competed much higher. So great tournament. You play in an arena, stay at the hotel, Las Vegas Strip. A lot of things to see, a lot of things to do, and good experience for our guys.
Two very different teams that you guys have played in the last 2 days here. Two teams that may very well be in the picture in March. Of course, Ramapo, your opponents, made a run to the Final Four last year. North Central getting votes in the national poll. Kind of break down each game. North Central first, a team that right now might have been under the radar for much of the year, but they showed yesterday that, and they're playing again today, that they're a team that can be very, very real.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're not a top 25 team. I'm not sure what a top 25 team looks like, because they're a very good basketball team, well coached, extremely disciplined at both ends of the floor, and they made us look really bad last night. So they just have all the pieces as far as I'm concerned. I know they've had a couple injuries, but even with a couple injuries, they seem to be quite fluid. And then Ramapo's got good athletes, run their stuff really well, defend really hard. I thought we battled really well, got back into it a little bit, and competed really hard down the stretch, gave ourselves an opportunity. So good experience for us. Would have loved to come away here with at least one W. Just came up a little short.
Ramapo got an 18-point lead on you guys there in the second half. For you guys to be able to battle back in the last minute of that game was basically within a shot of tying it up. What does that say about the resilience of your team and how they've grown already here this weekend?
Well, I'm sure you see our roster. We're really young. We got 2 freshmen on the floor and 2 sophomores on the floor most of the time. But we're growing. We've had a great non-conference schedule to kind of get us to this point. Felt like we've battled in every game except really North Central was the only game that we really came up empty. So I think I like our growth, like our maturity. We still got plenty to work on, and I think as we continue to play, our young guys are going to get better. Our freshmen and sophomore, we got 10 freshmen and sophomore out of 14, and like I said, 7 in our top 9, and they keep coming each time. They make freshman and sophomore mistakes, but less and less each game. And I thought Ramapo, again, showed great resiliency, especially getting beat so bad yesterday. Down 18 in the second half, guys clawed back, got back into it, had that sense that they had that opportunity. Just came up a little short, but really proud of the fight that our guys had, and leave here with something positive to build on when we get back.
Now, for a team like yours that is based on geography, majority of your schedule is played against other New England schools. To be able to get out here basically all the way across the country and have your young team play this level of competition, why is this important for your program?
Well, I think it's twofold. One, the higher level you play, the better I think you get. Your weaknesses get exposed, and so we've learned a lot about ourselves. So I think that's really important to play the best non-league schedule that we can. We've always believed in that. Secondly, it gets you ready for conference play. The higher level you play, the more comfortable you get in bigger teams, faster teams, and then if we're fortunate enough to go to the NCAAs, these are the type of teams we're going to play, and so we want to expose our guys to it. And that's a long way off and a lot of work to do, but we think it best prepares us for our conference play. And then if we're fortunate enough to go, our guys have seen it, our guys have felt the speed, the size of the body, and we don't always get that opportunity in conference play. So really important for us to get out and play the best competition we can on a non-conference schedule.
Before I ask you a little bit about the conference this year and what to expect out of the NAC, I read an interesting story in the Bangor Daily News about just the challenges of over Christmas break of getting your team out here. You have a really nice luxury right now where you're recruiting nationally, and you had players in, I guess, 9 different states, some as far west as Arizona and Washington. Talk a little bit about the challenge of getting everybody out here, and then the fact that you're all going to go back now together in a man.
Yeah, we're geographically diverse in our roster, and we had 7 different flights coming in on the 22nd, with nine of our guys coming from 7 different cities. We were praying there was no weather issue, there was no complication of getting to the airport, all those things. Our guys did a great job getting here. We had a group from the Bangor area, the main group came out on Christmas night. So we just manage it and did the best we can. Now we'll all head back to Maine together and get back to work and head into conference play. And I think we're looking to recruit the best players we can. I think if you look at our conference in New England with all the teams and all the conferences in New England, it's hard for us to recruit regionally. I mean, there's just so many teams close to a guy in Mass, a student athlete in New Hampshire, whatever the case may be. So we're very competitive in recruiting in the scene in Maine, but we've made that decision to recruit away. We've had a lot of success recruiting in Florida and just kind of branched out from there. And the internet makes the world smaller. We think we got a great program and a lot to offer. Our cost base is, room, board, and tuition is the lowest in the Northeast, so we've got some things that are attractive to student athletes, and we've had some success. We think we got a really good talent base. We just need to mature a little bit, like to get a little bit bigger, but we're working on that here in the next recruiting class.
So you guys came out here, now you're going to go back to Maine and primarily get into NEC play. Where do you see yourselves in the league? Where is Husson in the NEC this year? And kind of give us a picture of what to expect out of your conference, one that probably doesn't get a lot of headlines compared to other leagues around the country in the second half of the year.
Well, the NAC has completely changed this year. We lost 4 teams from last year to this year. Colby Sawyer, Castleton, NEC, and Green Mountain all left the conference. We had University of Maine Presque Isle and SUNY Canton join the conference. So we've got a really new look. I think we've got some competitiveness. University of Maine Farmington has everyone back. They're playing very well. Canton has had some success early in conference games. Thomas has a good group back. So there's a mix of variances of play and maybe levels of talent as well. Certainly we like where we sit, but challenges of conference play, getting through 14 games on the road, et cetera, et cetera. But we think we're well positioned. We're well prepared with what we've done in the non-conference schedule. We've played very competitively in every game, like I said, except Northern Illinois. So we like where we sit, and we'll take our chances as NAC play develops.
One question on your team, young team as you mentioned. Who on your squad so far this year has really kind of impressed you the most? It could be more than one player. Guys that you think you're going to need to rely on in the second half of the year to really lead this squad if you want to be competitive once you get into the ferocity of conference play.
Well, certainly I think Justin Martin, our senior, a lot starts with him. He put up 5 consecutive double-doubles. He struggled out here a little bit. He's got a little bit of an Achilles heel problem, but he's vitally important to what we do at both ends of the floor. Our new guys, I think Brett Cunningham's a huge piece of the puzzle. He's able to play inside and out, gives us a lot of versatility in that 4-5 spot. And then Justice Kendall didn't play tonight, but he's hit the point guard spot. He's really important to us as a freshman. Really think he's got a really dynamic game that he's played really well at times, and then he's kind of been okay at times. So those would be the 3 guys, 1 senior and 2 new guys. Obviously the sophomores coming back, Justin Thompson, Cole Thomas, and DJ Busey, all were starters for us last year. 2 of them are starting this year. The other one's our 6th man, playing really well, doing some good things. Again, as our roster grows with good recruiting classes, we really like where we're going. And we've had 6 trips to the NCAAs in the last 12 years. So we've got a lot of experience. We know what it looks like. We know what it feels like. And now, I think we're doing a really good job of recruiting to get to that level, to get to the NCAAs and then get a W.
I really liked what I saw out of Justin Martin too. I think that obviously he's scoring close to a double-double, but I think he plays a lot bigger than his 6'6" size, and I think his blocking ability right there is something that can, from what I saw out here today, can help you guys down the stretch.
No question. He's the all-time block leader at Husson. He does a lot of good things at both ends of the floor, and I think we're still trying to figure ourselves out, right? I mean, who does what? We have a theory of what we want to do offensively. We've had some success with it, and then we've looked really bad in it. So we'll tweak some things going back and getting ready for conference play. I think we have a better understanding of the pieces and how they fit, and we'll try to put them all together for a run in the second semester.
All right, as we close out the interview, 2 things that we always ask. Number 1, for your team to be out here in Vegas, Vegas is a fun town.
Sure.
What does a group of college players do out here? They haven't been out here, I'm assuming most of them before. What are you guys doing for fun? What are you doing to try to get that cultural experience or just bond?
Yeah. Well, tomorrow we've rented a bus. We're gonna go into old downtown, explore down there, kind of get the feel of where Vegas started, and we'll explore the Strip a little bit. See the waterfalls at Bellagio and the Treasure Island pirate fight and different things like that, and just let them kind of walk around. We had plans to go to a show, kind of fell through on us a little bit, We really wanted to take them to a show, kind of have that experience. Not all of our guys have done that. That kind of fell through. We're a little disappointed about that, but again, that's what's planned tomorrow, and then we'll look to see what we can do. We'll probably go have a little bowling tournament here at the resort tomorrow sometime, and kind of keep those competitive juices flowing. And again, we got to get back on the floor tomorrow, the next day, kind of get our legs going, get back into basketball mindset. Coming out here, we had an hour on the floor before we played, basically, and want to kind of keep that process going. Getting back early is an advantage. We want to make sure we utilize that advantage to our best. So we'll work a little bit too the next couple of days while we're enjoying some time with each other.
Last part of the interview, something that I popped off the page to me that was very interesting. So I, in Howell, New Jersey, was elected to the Howell Township Board of Education in November 2017, 3-year term for me. You, sir, have been elected to a 3-year term on the Bangor City Board of Education. Talk us through that experience. What was the election like? What made you want to run?
Well, I served 9 years on before, and 4 years as the chair. And our town in Bangor, you have a term limit. So after 3 terms, you had to take a year off. So I took a year off, got back on this year, got elected. Probably because of 9 years, 4 years as chair, that didn't hurt. Having lived in the town all my life and been a coach, I got some name recognition. So the election wasn't difficult, but really take a lot of pride in serving. It's a little bit of a time commitment, but really opportunity to get back to the community. I went to the Bangor school system. I think it played a huge part of my life. So to be able to, give back in that sense of serving on the board is really important to me. And again, I think as a coach working at a educational institution, you have a mindset of giving back because you're giving of yourself, a little bit, through coaching. I work in development at the university, raising money, so I really have a sense of serving. So it was a really good fit, something I really believe in, and something that was a big part of my life, and kind of falls in place.